Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. Spent tonight watching 2 episodes of Saturday night's main event, episode 10, episode 11 from 1987. This is sort of like a time capsule wrapped around WrestleMania 3. And this one I'm going to be talking about episode 10, which was basically the one of the last pushes in order to get you really fired up for WrestleMania 3, in order to either, drive your butt to the Pontiac Silverdome, or make sure that you were going to get somewhere where you were going to be able to order the show, or go to a movie theater and check this out. All of the big hit players were all there. You can definitely tell that Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant was definitely the main event, and there was more of a feel for Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat. From most of the things that I could see and hear about, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Macho Man stealing the show at WrestleMania 3, I always thought the reason why they talked about, they were stealing the show was for the reason that it was sort of a surprise how good this match was going to be. For a long time, we've been seeing on Saturday night's main event from these shows, the build-up to get to WrestleMania was basically Macho Man crushing Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, injuring his larynx with the jump off of the top rope. And from there, the feud sort of went to, since Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was out, Macho Man was fighting and defending against George the Animal Steele. George the Animal Steele was after, I don't think he really wanted to beat Macho Man that much. I think he just wanted to steal the attention of Miss Elizabeth, who he wanted to become his manager. He wanted to be like the King Kong, and this be like his princess, or the girl in the red dress that King Kong would take up to the top of the Empire State Building in the movie. They spent a lot of time on this feud. Basically, that was the main event of the night, was Randy Savage defending the Intercontinental Championship against George the Animal Steele. It was also another stipulation that the winner got to keep Miss Elizabeth. She was on the line. She was brought out to the ring by Macho Man Randy Savage, and she had to sit in a special sort of lifeguard chair that was sitting at ringside, so she would have like a seat, she would be at the height of the ring. She wouldn't have to look up into the ring. She was eye level, I guess you can say, with it. Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Miss Elizabeth got into the ring, and as George the Animal Steele was trying to help Miss Elizabeth get up into the lifeguard chair, Randy Savage jumped off the top rope and attacked George the Animal Steele on the outside, and then immediately tried to hightail and get out of there. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat met him at the top of the ramp, and sort of forced him back down into the ring in order to face George the Animal Steele. From there, they had a match inside of the ring, and they battled around. But you could definitely tell the feel of the match was you wanted to see Savage versus Steamboat, where basically Savage was scared to fight Steamboat. He challenged him to a fight in the middle of the aisle, and then immediately ducked behind Miss Elizabeth, knowing that Ricky Steamboat wasn't going to take a shot at him in fear of it might hit Miss Elizabeth. George the Animal Steele wasn't able to get over the fact that he was in love with Miss Elizabeth. He became sort of preoccupied during the match, which led to Randy Savage grabbing the lifeguard chair that Miss Elizabeth was once sitting in, hitting George the Animal Steele with it, and jumping back into the ring in order to get the count-out victory and get a cheap win. From there, we went to a 20-man battle royal. This was highlighted by Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant being in the ring at the same place at the same time. You would think that you would get a free showing of WrestleMania 3, getting to see the two big guys go out and battle over who was the better man here. They did a very, very good they did a very, very good job of using the 20 men in here to keep Hogan and Andre separated from the whole time. It looked like once Hogan hit the ring and the bell rung, that we were going to get this battle right off the bat. But the Heenan family sort of jumped onto Hogan, and then at the other time, all the sort of minor babyface guys sort of jumped Andre, and they were in two separate corners. They were on the farthest side of the ring as could be. There was a time that was sort of like the big spot of the whole match, was Hulk Hogan grabbing Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and chucking him out of the ring, only for Andre the Giant to come up behind Hulk Hogan, sort of grab him by that Bozo the Clown hair. You know how he's bald on the top and he's got the hair that goes around the side? Andre would always grab the hair right here and just sort of chucks Hogan over the top rope, eliminating him by the hair, which led to 8 remaining superstars that were in the Battle Royal all teaming up, whether they're babyface or heel, to eliminate Andre the Giant. To me, in my mind, I know that when it all came down to it, it came down to Billy Jack Hayes, and it came down to Hercules. And basically, they had a feud at the time, basically revolving around Bobby Heenan sort of making fun of Hayes. And, it came down to looking like Hayes was going to get the win, and at the last moment, Bobby the Brain Heenan jumping up onto the ring apron for Hayes to go over and try to get a piece of Bobby Heenan, which led to Hercules eliminating him, which led to their WrestleMania III match, which was the battle of the Master Lock, the full Nelson. Which it wasn't that good of a match, but we got to see Hogan and Andre go at it, even if it was only for a split second, which led to Hulk Hogan is going to be going up against Andre, one-on-one at WrestleMania III. It took 8 guys in order to beat Andre. How is Hogan going to be able to do this by itself? It was fun to see both guys into the ring. You could tell the WrestleMania III was going to be a big deal, and they did a good job hyping that match up with this. It was one way they could sort of disguise getting them both in the ring at the same time and not having to put everybody in there for it. From there, we went to Jake Roberts against King Kong Bundy, which was sort of a waste of a match. Jake Roberts, of course, would be going into a WrestleMania 3 with Alice Cooper. King Kong Bundy would be wrestling in the midget match with Hillbilly Jim. I have no idea how they sort of pieced that together. But there's a spot in the match where they're fighting in the corner, and the referee sort of steps in the way. Jake Roberts, not deliberately, on accident, hits the referee, which causes a disqualification. Because he loses the match, he gets all fired up. He hits Bundy with the DDT anyways, and it's over from there. Your new WWF Tag Team Champions, they got a win when Danny Davis, the heel referee, sort of cheated and helped them out. They were able to beat the British Bulldogs. In this match, they were going up against Tito Santana and Danny Spivey. This was sort of a wasted match in order to get Tito Santana on the team with the British Bulldogs at WrestleMania when they did the match with the Hart Foundation and Danny Davis going up against Tito Santana and the British Bulldogs. I don't know. The match. The match is short. There's nothing really much to it. It's basically just Danny Davis, who had been suspended as a referee, was on the outside of the ring as sort of the special enforcer. He sort of became a secondary manager of the Hart Foundation. Grabbed Jimmy Hart's megaphone, got in the ring, bumped Tito Santana upside of the head. They were able to get the 1, 2, 3, and Hart Foundation took off with the titles. From there, we went to the last match of the night, which was Ricky Steamboat going up against the Iron Sheik. As soon as this match starts, Macho Man Randy Savage runs down to ringside. He doesn't get involved with the match. He's just trying to get into Steamboat's head. He makes his way out of the ring and joins commentary with Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body Ventura. From there, he just sort of calls out Steamboat, saying they're going to have a match. It's going to be the Intercontinental Championship. The match in the ring, Iron Sheik doesn't put up much of a fight, but it's still a big deal that Iron Sheik is in the ring with Ricky Steamboat. After seeing so many jobber matches, to build up to this point of Saturday night's main event being an awesome match, it was awesome to see him in there. Ricky Steamboat, climbed up to the top rope. He beat Iron Sheik with the, the big. It's not the Tonka chop, but some sort of chop off the top rope, and it's a 1, 2, 3, and that's the end of the wrestling portion of the show. What we end is with a Mean Gene Okerlund interview of Roddy Piper, which, Roddy Piper doesn't say that much, just saying that WrestleMania 3 is going to be his last match. He's going to retire, and then we have a long sort of music video of the best of moments of Roddy Piper. They show some heel stuff, but in the most stuff, they portray him as a good guy that everybody loves, and sort of making him out to be a big WWF legend for the time that he's been there. Knowing that maybe WrestleMania 1, maybe WrestleMania 2 wouldn't have been as big as it could have been, and WWF wouldn't be the company that it became if it wasn't for the character that Roddy Piper was. Wanting to see Mr. T and Hulk Hogan killed this guy for years. How he became the killer babyface, which is basically because everybody loved to see him run his mouth. And now, for once, we get to see him run his mouth for the good guys. But this was an awesome episode of Saturday Night's Main Event. It's sort of a time capsule to see what WrestleMania 3 was. I have a review of WrestleMania 3 that I did this year. I'll link it down in the description box. You can check that one out as well. Or just go over to the network and watch it yourself. Peace out.